Hello, and a very warm welcome back to VitaPrime Health. It is such a pleasure to be with you again. As many of you know, my work has always been rooted in the belief that health is not just the absence of disease, but the presence of vitality, a deep sense of well-being that resonates through our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. Today, I want to talk about a fascinating and growing trend that is changing how we think about health and aging. We're going to be talking about a new kind of holiday, what some are affectionately calling a Med-Cation. This is not your typical beach resort getaway. It's a journey that combines the pleasure of travel with the serious and proactive pursuit of wellness, diagnostics, and personal optimization. We'll be exploring the rise of wellness retreats that are blending luxury and relaxation with cutting-edge science, from biohacking and genetic testing to personalized nutrition and holistic therapies. Before we dive into this exciting topic, I want to make a special request of you today. Please, stay with me for our entire time together. We will start with a general overview, but the most important and truly life-changing information, the crucial steps for a path forward in your own life, will be revealed as we go. The actionable insights and a detailed guide on how to approach this trend will be found in the latter half of our episode, and I promise you, they are well worth the wait. I want this to be a conversation. The concept of taking time out for our health is something so many of us have been curious about, but perhaps a little intimidated by. Have you ever considered a wellness retreat? Or do you know someone who has? What does the idea of combining a vacation with medical diagnostics sound like to you? I would love to hear your thoughts, your curiosities, and your concerns in the comments below. Your questions help guide our community and can provide valuable insights for others who are listening. The quiet history of wellness and travel, a cultural journey. The idea of traveling for one's health is far from new. In fact, it is a deeply embedded part of our cultural history. The ancient Greeks flocked to the sacred spring of Epidaurus, not just for its healing waters, but for the experience of theatre and community that they believed healed the soul. The Romans, in their pragmatic way, built sprawling bathhouses and thermal spas across their empire, from Bath in England to the ruins of Pompeii. These were not just places to get clean, they were social hubs, places to rejuvenate, to connect, and to pursue a kind of physical and spiritual restoration. This practice continued for centuries. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the wealthy elite of Europe would take to the Grand Tour, often spending months travelling from one spa town to another, from the healing waters of Baden-Baden in Germany to the restorative mountain air of the Swiss Alps. They sought cures for everything from gout to nervous exhaustion. These health pilgrimages were a blend of medical prescription and social custom, and they laid the groundwork for our modern understanding of a health holiday. The 20th century saw a shift. As medicine became more centralized and scientific, health became something you went to a hospital for, not a destination. The art of the long, leisurely cure gave way to the efficiency of the quick fix. The vacation became a time to indulge, to rest, and to escape, but rarely to engage in the deeper work of proactive health. But now we are seeing a fascinating return to this ancient model, updated for the 21st century. The modern Med-Cation isn't about just taking a break from life. It's about taking a break for life. It's a proactive choice to step away from the daily grind and invest in our most precious resource, our health. The recent global trends, particularly accelerated by our collective experience of the last few years, have shown us that taking care of ourselves is not a luxury but a fundamental necessity. The new frontier, diagnostics and biohacking. This new wave of wellness retreats goes far beyond a simple massage and a yoga class. The most talked about destinations are offering a comprehensive blend of science and serenity. They are, in a sense, acting as a bridge between a traditional spa and a modern clinic. Take, for example, the concept of advanced diagnostics. Many of these retreats now begin with a full health assessment. This might include a comprehensive wellness screening, a body composition analysis, or even a deep dive into your genetics. The Zulal Wellness Resort by Shivasom in Qatar, for instance, offers a vital genomic test to explore how a person's genes determine the effects nutrients have on the body. This is a level of personalization that is truly revolutionary. It's about moving from a one-size-fits-all approach to a deeply personal, evidence-based plan for your health. Instead of guessing, we can use science to understand our individual needs. Then there is the world of biohacking. Now, the term itself can sound a bit intimidating, like something out of a science fiction film, but at its core, biohacking is simply the art and science of making small, intentional changes to your body and environment to optimize your performance and well-being. At a wellness retreat, this can mean a range of practices and technologies that are designed to help your body function at its best. Some of the technologies you might encounter include cryotherapy, stepping into a chamber of extreme cold for a few minutes. It sounds daunting, but it can help reduce inflammation, speed up muscle recovery, and promote a feeling of rejuvenation. It's based on the idea that short-term exposure to a stressor can strengthen the body's long-term resilience. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, lying in a special chamber where you breathe pure oxygen in a pressurized environment. Research from Israel has even shown it can slow the aging process at a cellular level by increasing the amount of oxygen in your body and putting you into a parasympathetic recovery state where cellular processes become much more efficient. Pulsed electromagnetic field, PEMF, therapy. This non-invasive therapy uses magnetic fields to stimulate cellular repair and metabolism. It's been used by top athletes and even NASA to help cells regain their positive charge, allowing them to work more efficiently. Nutrigenomics and IV therapy. Some retreats, like the SHA Wellness Clinic in Spain, use genetic tests to provide a nutritional profile and then offer 4 vitamin infusions to deliver specific nutrients directly to the bloodstream, often tailored to the guest's individual needs. These are not magic bullets, my friends, they are tools. And in the right context, guided by experts, they can be powerful catalysts for change. The goal is not just a temporary fix, but to empower you with the knowledge and the tools to continue these practices long after you've returned home. As a report from Wellbeing Escapes put it, these experiences are about giving guests measurable results in their health and wellness journeys. A tapestry of experiences, diverse anecdotes. In my professional work and in my conversations with colleagues, I've heard many stories that illuminate the diverse reasons people are drawn to these retreats. The motivations are deeply personal, and the outcomes are often life-changing. I think of a woman I'll call Eleanor, a 68-year-old retired headmistress from the north of England. Eleanor had always been a dutiful, responsible person. She had spent her life taking care of others, her students, her family, her elderly parents. But in her retirement, she found herself feeling depleted. The spark was gone. She was tired, she had persistent aches and pains, and she felt a profound sense of inertia. Her son, who lived in London, suggested a longevity program at a retreat in Switzerland. Eleanor was skeptical. She said, "I thought it was all going to be kale smoothies and people in loincloths." But what she found was a highly professional, evidence-based program. She received a thorough medical checkup, had a sleep study, and was given a personalized nutrition plan. She told me the most profound part wasn't the treatments, but the daily talks she attended with a team of doctors and nutritionists. She learned why a particular nutrient was important and how sleep affected her aging process. She came back with a new sense of purpose, not just for her health, but for her life. She said, "I stopped thinking of myself as retired and started thinking of myself as a charged. It was a reset for my mind as much as my body." Then there was a man I'll call Marcus, a 75-year-old former CEO from New York. Marcus was in seemingly good health, but he was a high-octane individual who lived by the motto of more is better. He ran marathons, but he also worked 12-hour days and ate a high-protein, high-meat diet. He had heard about biohacking and was curious. He went to a retreat in Italy that was known for its cutting-edge technology. He experienced cryotherapy, tried IV infusions, and had a detailed metabolic assessment. He was told by a functional medicine doctor that while his fitness was excellent, his body was in a constant state of low-grade inflammation due to his diet. He was producing reactive oxygen species at an alarming rate, which was fighting against his body's natural ability to produce nitric oxide, a key molecule for healthy blood flow. This was a concept I found in my research from a University of Iowa healthcare report on the effects of inflammation. This wasn't about a moral failing, it was about the science of his specific body. Marcus made a profound shift, adopting a more plant-based diet. He didn't lose his love for running, but he found a new respect for the subtle science of his own body. He realized that true strength wasn't just about pushing harder, but about listening more closely. I also recall a story from a colleague about a couple, James and Mary, both in their late 60s, who went on a digital detox retreat in the countryside. They were retired, but found themselves constantly tethered to their phones, consumed by the news and the endless scroll of social media. This wasn't a retreat with high-tech biohacking, but one with a powerful, low-tech bioharmony. They engaged in daily forest bathing, learned about mindful eating, and spent their evenings talking by the fire without a screen in sight. Mary later told my colleague, "We realized we were so connected to the world that we had stopped being connected to each other." The retreat was a profound reminder of the power of presence and the healing that comes from simply being still. This kind of soft travel, focused on mental health and a digital detox, is an emerging trend that reports like the 2025 Wellness Tourism Report from Copperwell Retreat have highlighted. I must ask again, have these stories brought to mind your own experiences or those of someone you love? What wisdom do you have to share with this community? Please, feel free to add your voice below. Unpacking the myths, separating fact from fiction. The rise of the Med-Cation has brought with it a host of myths and misconceptions. Let's bring these myths out into the light and replace them with compassionate, evidence-based truth. Myth: wellness retreats are just for the wealthy and are a frivolous extravagance. Truth: this is the most common misconception, and while many of these luxury retreats are indeed expensive, the underlying principles of the Med-Cation are accessible to everyone. The core idea is simply to be intentional about your health. A Med-Cation can be a weekend spent in a quiet park, focusing on mindful walking and healthy eating. It can be a week spent learning to cook new, nutritious meals at home. The trend shows us that people are prioritizing their health as a central theme in their lives, which is a powerful shift, regardless of a person's budget. The principles of biohacking, like intermittent fasting, cold showers, and mindful breathing, are often free. The larger trend is about prioritizing proactive health, not about buying a luxury experience. Myth: biohacking is dangerous and should only be done by experts. Truth: the term biohacking can conjure images of extreme or unproven treatments. However, many biohacks are simple, science-backed practices. Things like intermittent fasting, using a sauna, or taking cold showers are all forms of biohacking. These practices have been studied extensively. For example, a study from the University of Eastern Finland showed that men who used a sauna frequently had a lower risk of cardiovascular disease. The key is to be informed and to not blindly follow a trend. At a high-quality retreat, you are guided by medical experts who can ensure the practices are safe and tailored to your health profile. The goal is to bioharmonize, as a medical director at a Six Senses retreat put it, not to put your body under constant stress, but to find a gradual and sustainable program. Myth: these retreats are a substitute for regular medical care. Truth: absolutely not. These retreats are a supplement to, not a replacement for, your regular doctor. A reputable wellness retreat will not try to diagnose or treat a serious medical condition. Rather, it will provide you with a comprehensive overview of your health, tools for lifestyle optimization, and the motivation to make sustainable changes. The diagnostics and tests performed at these retreats are often a wonderful starting point for a conversation with your own primary care physician, giving them a more complete picture of your overall health. Myth: wellness retreats are just about physical health. Truth: a truly holistic wellness retreat understands the profound connection between the mind, body, and spirit. Many of these retreats, like the Kamalaya Wellness Sanctuary in Thailand, have expanded their offerings, to include not just physical therapies, but also emotional support, stress management workshops, and even spiritual pathways. The goal is to address the whole person and to create a sense of balance that extends beyond the physical body. Myth: once you go on a retreat, all your health problems will be solved. Truth: a Med-Cation is not a magic bullet or a cure-all, it is a catalyst for change. The real work begins when you return home and integrate the practices and knowledge you've gained into your daily life. The goal is to create a new foundation for healthy habits, not just to enjoy a temporary health boost. A 2024 report from the Global Wellness Institute notes that travelers are now more intentional about well-being, bringing their healthy habits with them on vacation. The best retreats give you the tools and the motivation to make this a permanent change. A new path forward, lifestyle integrations, and daily practices. With all this information, you might be wondering, how can I incorporate this into my own life without going to a luxury resort? The answer is both simple and profound. You can make gentle, intentional changes that support your body's natural ability to heal and thrive. Cultivate a daily movement practice. You don't need a gym or a personal trainer to move your body. A brisk walk in the park, a gentle stretching session in your living room, or even dancing to your favorite music can all have a profound impact on your cardiovascular health and your mood. The National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate-intensity physical activity per week. Find something that brings you joy and make it a non-negotiable part of your day. Nourish your body. A heart-healthy diet is a circulation-healthy diet. Think about the Mediterranean diet, which is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. It's not about restriction, it's about abundance. A 2020 study showed that a meal rich in nitrates from leafy greens significantly decreased blood pressure. Add more leafy greens, like spinach and arugula, to your meals. Prioritize your sleep. Sleep is our body's most powerful reset button. It is when our bodies repair, our brains consolidate memories, and our hormones rebalance. Create a nightly ritual. Turn off screens, read a book, or listen to calming music that signals to your body it's time to wind down. Try a simple breathing exercise, like box breathing, to calm your nervous system. Embrace the power of digital detox. Try setting aside one day a week where you are intentional about your screen time. Put your phone in a drawer, turn off the TV, and spend time in nature, with a loved one, or on a creative project. This is a simple but powerful way to reduce stress and reconnect with yourself and the world around you. Find moments of stillness, whether it's a 5-minute meditation in the morning, a moment of gratitude before a meal, or simply sitting in silence with a cup of tea. Finding moments of stillness can profoundly reduce your stress and calm your nervous system. This is a core component of many retreats, and it's a practice we can all embrace. These lifestyle changes are not just about addressing a single symptom, they are about embracing a holistic, compassionate approach to your own well-being. A detailed FAQ for our VitaPrime community. Question: is there a difference between a wellness retreat and a medical tourism trip? There is a significant difference, and it is a point of confusion for many. Medical tourism is when you travel to receive a specific medical procedure, often because it is more affordable or more accessible in another country. It's typically for things like surgery, dental work, or a specific treatment for a diagnosed illness. Wellness tourism, or a Med-Cation, is about traveling for proactive health. It's about preventing disease, optimizing your well-being, and acquiring tools for a healthier lifestyle. The Global Wellness Institute makes it clear that while there can be overlap, they are distinct industries with different purposes. Question: what is a functional medicine consultation, and how is it different from a traditional doctor's visit? A functional medicine consultation is different in that it seeks to find the root cause of an issue rather than just treating the symptoms. It's a very holistic and personalized approach. A traditional doctor's visit might focus on a specific ailment like high blood pressure and prescribe a medication. A functional medicine doctor, on the other hand, would look at all the systems of your body, your diet, your stress levels, your gut health, your genetics, to find out why your blood pressure is high in the first place. This approach is what many of these retreats are built upon. Question: what about the safety of these biohacking treatments? When done under the guidance of medical professionals at a reputable retreat, biohacking treatments are generally considered safe. However, the key is the professional oversight. For example, 4 infusions of vitamins must be administered by a qualified professional to ensure the correct dosage and to avoid complications. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is used for medical conditions and is generally safe, but should only be done with medical supervision. It is critical to choose a retreat that is transparent about its staff credentials and medical oversight. Question: how can I find a good wellness retreat? Start by defining your goals. Are you looking to reduce stress? Are you interested in getting a health overview? Are you hoping to manage a specific condition? Once you know what you're looking for, you can do some research. Look for retreats that have a strong medical staff, are transparent about their treatments, and have excellent reviews. Check if they have a doctor or a functional medicine expert on site. Websites like bookretreats.com or Medical Travel Market are good places to start your search, but you must always do your own due diligence. Question: can a digital detox retreat really help me? Yes, a digital detox can be incredibly beneficial, especially for seniors. Our brains are not designed to be in a constant state of on, and the constant flow of information from news and social media can lead to anxiety, stress, and poor sleep. Stepping away from screens can help reset your nervous system, improve your sleep quality, and allow you to reconnect with yourself and your loved ones in a more meaningful way. It's a simple but profound form of biohacking for the mind. Question: what is the historical context of the Grand Tour and how does it relate to today's Med-Cations? The Grand Tour was a custom from the 17th to 19th centuries where wealthy young men, and later women, would travel across Europe for months or even years. While it was about education and culture, a significant part of the journey was also for health, with stops at famous spas and thermal towns. The connection to today's Med-Cations is the idea that travel can be a vehicle for personal improvement and well-being, rather than just a passive activity. It shows us that for centuries, people have understood that stepping away from the familiar and into a new environment can be a powerful way to heal and grow. Question: is there a link between stress and inflammation, and how do retreats address it? Yes, there is a very strong link. Chronic stress can lead to inflammation in the body, which is a risk factor for a host of conditions, including heart disease and diabetes. Many retreats address this head-on with a variety of therapies. They often combine stress-reducing practices like meditation and mindfulness with anti-inflammatory diets, specialized spa treatments, and even cryotherapy, which can all work in concert to reduce inflammation in the body. The goal is to break the cycle of stress-induced inflammation and to teach you how to manage stress more effectively once you return home. Question: what is a mindful eating practice? Mindful eating is a practice that encourages you to pay attention to your food and your body's signals during a meal. It's about slowing down, savoring each bite, and truly listening to your body when it tells you it's full. Many retreats have a strong focus on this, as it can help you build a healthier relationship with food and make more conscious choices about what you eat. This is a simple but powerful daily practice that you can implement in your own home. As we draw our conversation to a close today, my dear friends, I hope this discussion has brought a sense of curiosity and a new sense of possibility. The world of wellness is expanding in such exciting ways, and we are no longer limited to a single approach. Remember, whether you choose to travel to a faraway land or simply to create a daily Med-Cation in your own life, the journey to health begins with intention. It starts with a commitment to yourself, a willingness to listen to your body, and the courage to make small, proactive changes. This journey of wellness, of living fully and vibrantly in our senior years, is one we embark on together. If today's discussion resonated with you, if it offered a fresh perspective or inspired you to make a gentle change, I would be so honored if you would join our ever-growing VitaPrime Health family. Please subscribe to our channel right now. It's a simple act that ensures you'll receive all our future episodes, each designed to empower you with evidence-based insights and heartfelt support for your well-being. And if you know someone, a cherished family member, a dear friend, or perhaps a valued neighbor, who might also find comfort, inspiration, or valuable insights here, I would be deeply grateful if you would share this episode with them. Your sharing helps us extend our embrace, fostering a larger community dedicated to thriving at every age. Let's continue to support each other on this beautiful path. Thank you always for your precious time, your trust, and your unwavering commitment to your own health journey. Until we meet again, take exquisite care of yourselves and keep cultivating that wonderful vitality.